The Whispering Woods. Evelyn had always heard stories about the Whispering Woods, a sprawling forest just beyond the edge of her small town. The locals avoided it, speaking in hushed tones about strange occurrences, vanishing hikers, eerie sounds, and glimpses of shadowy figures. But Evelyn, ever the skeptic, dismissed the tales as superstitious nonsense. One crisp autumn evening, armed with her flashlight and a sturdy pair of boots, she decided to venture into the woods to prove everyone wrong. The forest was beautiful, the canopy overhead filtering the setting sun into golden streaks. The air was cool, and the faint rustle of leaves felt peaceful at first. Deeper into the forest, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew heavier. The golden light faded into an oppressive gray, and the trees seemed to close in around her. Evelyn dismissed her unease as irrational fear. She glanced at her phone. No signal. Pressing on, she noticed something strange. The forest was silent. No birds, no insects, no distant rustling of animals. Just an unnatural, suffocating quiet. Then she heard it, a faint whisper, so soft it was almost imperceptible. Evelyn, her heart skipped a beat. She swung her flashlight around, the beam cutting through the darkness. Hello? Who's there? Her voice wavered. No response. Just the whisper again, closer this time, echoing through the trees. Evelyn, help me. She gripped the flashlight tighter, her breath quickening. The rational part of her mind screamed that it was just the wind, but deep down, she knew better. She turned to head back, but the trail she'd followed was gone. The path was now an impenetrable thicket of trees and vines. Panic set in. She pushed through the undergrowth, branches scratching her arms, until she stumbled into a clearing. In the center was a massive, gnarled tree, its bark blackened as if by fire. The whispers grew louder, emanating from the tree itself. Against her better judgment, Evelyn stepped closer. The bark seemed to writhe, patterns forming and dissolving as if alive. A chill ran down her spine when she realized the shapes resembled faces, twisted, anguished faces, their mouths open in silent screams. The whispers crescendoed into a cacophony. She dropped to her knees, clutching her ears, but the voices pierced through. Join us, stay with us. Suddenly, she felt something wrap around her ankle. She screamed, jerking her leg back, but the roots of the tree had come alive, snaking around her limbs and pulling her toward the trunk. She clawed at the ground, dirt caking her nails, but it was no use. As she was dragged closer, her flashlight rolled away, its beam illuminating the base of the tree. There, embedded in the roots, were remnants of clothing, tarnished jewelry, and bones, countless bones. Please, no, she cried, her voice hoarse. But the whispers only laughed, their mocking tones filling her head. The last thing Evelyn saw was the gaping maw of the tree splitting open, its inner bark glistening like wet muscle. It swallowed her whole, the forest plunging into silence once more. The next morning, Evelyn's parents found her car parked by the edge of the woods. Despite a thorough search, no trace of her was ever found. But the locals knew better. Another soul lost to the Whispering Woods. And if you listen closely at night, you might hear her voice among the whispers, calling out for help that will never come.